Starts now. The governor laying out his plans to get the COVID-19 vaccine out to more people. We are breaking down where the state is seeing progress tonight and where we could be doing better, and bringing back a beloved tradition, the precautions that districts are taking to celebrate high school seniors with in-person graduation ceremonies. But first, we're going to start you off with with our meteorologist, Samantha Moore. Sam, you're tracking some major weather that we're going to be seeing over the next few days. What should we expect now?
Well, some very heavy rain as we head into the next 2 days, Jennifer. We're going to see the torrential rainfall at times. And right now we've seen some really substantial rainfall moving right inside the perimeter, right across 11 Alive Studios, and then up 85 north over towards Stone Mountain. We're seeing some good downpours with an occasional lightning strike. But most of the heaviest of activity has been consistently south of the metro today in Thomaston, over towards Macon. We've had some really good rain, and also stretching over to Columbus, and that's been the focus of most of the heavier storms today, the stronger storms. But we do have some decent downpours with some lightning that just popped up here in Gwinnett County, so be on the lookout for thunderstorms tonight and some very heavy downpours as we head through the nighttime hours. And we'll continue to see that until this frontal system pushes through Wednesday night into our Thursday. So that's going to still be to come, and we have severe warnings here across Mississippi, and that's associated with the system that's moving in our direction. There's a tornado warning and a severe thunderstorm warning here south of Jackson, Mississippi. So that's where we have a level 2 risk of severe tonight, stretching from Mississippi on over into the plains, and then a level 3 here, enhanced risk in Oklahoma. Well, the interesting thing is this system's going to strengthen as it heads in our direction. So by tomorrow, we are going to be in the same risk that Oklahoma and Mississippi are seeing tonight. We're going to be in that level 2 risk zone. We'll have level 3 here, even a better chance for organized severe here across West Georgia and eastern Alabama, and a level 4, maybe long track tornadoes. They're possible in this area of concern, which is that moderate risk that the Storm Prediction Center has issued for tomorrow, especially tomorrow night into Thursday morning. And you can see how that extends out in towards the Mississippi Valley. And then even into Thursday morning, we have a chance. Slight risk still, level 2 risk over Atlanta early Thursday, and even a greater risk from Atlanta eastward towards Athens and into South Carolina, where we have that level 3 risk. So what are our concerns? Well, we're concerned about gusty damaging winds, potentially some hail. That's on the low side, but the winds, the heavy rain, and the risk for some tornadoes possibly forming, especially during those overnight hours. So you want to get your 11 Alive app set with those notifications, so if there's a warning in your area, you can respond and seek cover. So we'll see the showers on the increase tonight, with the strongest storms tonight staying to our south, and then we'll see those severe storms becoming more likely Wednesday night and through Thursday morning. And coming up, we'll time it out for you and let you know just how much rain you can see out of this system.
All right, Sam, thank you so much. We're going to tell you about some breaking news that we are following for you tonight. This out of Cherokee County. The sheriff's office says it's investigating a shooting at a massage parlor on Highway 92. 3 people were killed and 2 others were on the way to the hospital. Now, at this point, it does not sound like anyone has been arrested. Meanwhile, Atlanta police are also investigating a shooting at 2 separate massage parlors in Midtown. A total of 4 people were killed at those locations on Piedmont, across the street from each other. So we have a total of 7 people killed in 3 different massage parlor shootings. We're working to learn new details, and we'll bring you the latest on air and online on 11alive.com and inside our 11 Alive News app as we get those details. Today, Governor Kemp has again expanded eligibility to the coronavirus vaccine. Effective immediately, judges and courtroom staff can now get the vaccine. He also addressed Georgia's consistently low national rankings when it comes to vaccine distribution. Here's 11 Alive's John Sherrick.
Governor Kemp said Georgia's bottom ranking for distributing the vaccines at a low rate is partly because of private providers who he said are holding back supplies for the second shots. and are not promptly reporting to the state when they do administer the vaccines. The governor said demand for the vaccines remains relatively low in South Georgia. He said the state is likely to redistribute those supplies to Metro Atlanta and other areas of the state where demand is high. For now, he said one option for people who can't get appointments, make appointments in South Georgia instead.
We knew that we were going to create great demand in the metro areas with the increase in eligibility, which is why I encouraged, and I think some people took this the wrong way, that people in the metro areas, if you have the time, if you have the availability, obviously people that are working do not, but others that may be retired that are now in the eligibility may have the ability to drive an hour or two to go get a vaccine at a site that is available.
The governor said the state's weekly allocations of the vaccines from the federal government continue to increase. So he said he's still hoping that sometime in April, everyone in Georgia will be eligible for the vaccines, although he said demand will still be greater than supplies.
Since the state started administering the COVID-19 vaccine, Governor Brian Kemp has said a limited supply of doses was slowing vaccination efforts. But with the state now receiving larger and larger allotments, is that still the case? Joe Hinkie is looking into the numbers to offer some context tonight.
As of this afternoon, the state has used more than 3/4 of the COVID-19 vaccine doses received to date. That is improvement compared to the first few weeks of vaccinations, but numbers currently show that progress is declining. Here you can see when vaccinations began in Georgia, and over time the percentage of vaccine doses administered increased. There are dips, usually on Mondays, when the state is allotted more doses from the federal government. The percent of shots used increased to around 90% as of February 23rd. But since the state opened mass vaccination clinics on that date, the percentage of shots administered has been declining, now dipping to 78% as of this afternoon. A sign perhaps not of a vaccine supply issue, but a distribution problem. Data collected from states by the CDC shows the 5 states that have administered the fewest shots per 100,000 people are Arkansas, Texas, Tennessee, Alabama, and in last is Georgia. During his press conference this afternoon, though, Governor Kemp said his staff is working with the CDC after finding a data glitch caused 250,000 doses administered in Georgia to not be counted, possibly impacting where Georgia ranks.
We have confirmed with the CDC and the White House coronavirus team that the doses were administered, but that they were not reported as administered.
A positive, though, the average number of shots administered daily in Georgia continues to increase, meaning larger numbers of people are being vaccinated daily, up from 45,000 people per day approximately a week ago to now 55,000 people per day. But in the past week, the state received more than 445,000 doses. So even if Georgia continues to vaccinate on average 55,000 people per day, the state would only be using 86% of the newly arriving doses.
An Atlanta educator is helping her 10-year-old son battle a rare genetic condition and COVID-19 at the same time, all while teaching from his bedside during the pandemic. It's a lot for any parent, but Ziggy's mom is determined. Caitlin Ross spoke with her about the help they'll need when her son is finally released from the ICU.
Ziggy has been in the ICU since December. His mom says everything went downhill for him after he contracted COVID-19 in the hospital. Now she says they'll need a wheelchair-accessible van once he's finally released.
He's always happy. He just has a very high, bright spirit.
His family calls him Ziggy, and Ziggy isn't the type of kid to let anything get him down. His mom, Kiana, says even when kids made fun of him on the playground, he would just smile.
Isaiah would just look at them and say, "But I still love you."
Prader-Willi syndrome is a genetic condition caused by a fracture on the 5th chromosome. It causes obesity and low muscle tone. Ziggy also has scoliosis.
What makes me happy is to see him happy because he's been through so much since the age of 5. We've been in and out the hospital. Isaiah has had multiple surgeries. I can't even count how many surgeries he's had on one hand.
He used to get around with a walker, but after the latest round of surgeries, Ziggy lost the use of his legs entirely and will need to use a wheelchair when he's released.
I'm sorry. As a mother, I could not stand to walk in the ICU room and to see my baby laying there helpless with the tube down his throat, unable to talk, unable to speak, unable to move, just lying there.
She says she wants Ziggy to feel normal, to have a childhood, like every 10-year-old deserves.
When you're special needs, your social skills mean a lot.
She says doctors don't know what's in store for Ziggy, but she'll be by his side no matter what.
And he's a fighter, and he's not going to give up either.
Kiana had been lifting Ziggy into her car when they needed to go places. Ziggy weighs about 200 pounds, but now with his wheelchair, vent, and trach, she says that will be impossible without a wheelchair-accessible van.
Really, it's amazing what she's been able to do. Caitlin, is there a timeline for when they need to get that van to help Ziggy get home?
He has to get out of the ICU first, and then he'll go to rehab, but his mom says they're hoping to have him home by this summer. But even in used condition, wheelchair-accessible vans cost about $30,000, so they wanted to start fundraising now. We put a link to that fundraiser on our website, 11alive.com.
We have talked a lot about COVID-19 vaccines and how they are crucial to keeping schools open. Many districts have already started administering shots to staff, and today State Superintendent Richard Woods got a Johnson & Johnson vaccine while checking out the Henry County School District's vaccination site. The district previously said about 60% of employees had indicated they wanted a vaccine. Next in primetime, law enforcement championing dozens of street racing arrests, but when we started asking questions, we learned only one is actually facing a traffic violation. We're digging into the story behind the arrests. Plus, how one local elementary school is helping kids deal with stress brought on by the pandemic through practicing yoga. And don't forget, as always, we are streaming on the 11 Alive YouTube channel. You can subscribe and join the conversation in the community section. There's more 11 Alive news in primetime after this break.
Weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Atlanta roads are my thing. ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont, all the peach trees. Combined with Chesley's street level forecast, that's a lot of tech and experience to help your commute.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11 Alive.
We're quite the combo.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11 Alive Storm Trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you. For Storm Trackers, only on 11 Alive.
COVID-19 is still spreading in Georgia. Now get facts, not fear, at 11alive.com/COVID numbers. Track cases by county using our interactive map and get the latest health department data. Visit 11alive.com/COVID numbers.
Health experts fear we're just at the start of another surge.
Residents here are some of the first seniors to get the vaccine.
This epidemic can come to an end.
We do have a flash flood warning that just popped up here.
The fallout of this is just beginning.
The bigger questions are the longer legal ramifications.
The headlines from the Clayton County Police Department and the Sheriff's Office were attention-grabbing. Dozens of people arrested for street racing last weekend. But when we started asking questions, we realized none of the people arrested were actually facing any traffic violations. So why were they arrested? Latasha Gibbons set out to get answers from law enforcement and the people detained.
Clayton County Police shared this video at a press conference Tuesday. These moves led to an alert announcing 88 people had been arrested for street racing early Sunday morning in a Sam's Club parking lot.
You have people standing around in a parking lot with a 3,000-pound car swirling around, basically on the edge of control, and it's jeopardizing lives.
The video from Henry County shows people doing donuts in a parking lot. But the video from Clayton simply shows people being arrested. We pressed Clayton County PD on whether the people arrested were actually racing, a hot button issue that's made headlines the last several weeks as various cities and counties announce measures to crack down on it. But the people arrested in Clayton County were not charged with speeding or any form of a traffic violation. Clayton County Captain Gary Flynn explaining today most were arrested for loitering and prowling. With a total of 75 young adults arrested, along with 27 juveniles between the ages of 11 and 16, police also impounded 48 vehicles and seized 4 firearms and a small amount of marijuana. Yana Flowers says her 19-year-old daughter, Chelsea Johnson, was one of the dozens arrested, and her 12 and 14-year-old brothers were detained by police because they were in the car with her.
And it was really, really sad because my daughter was really crying and upset because she didn't understand or know what was going on.
Flowers says her daughter was trying to order from a drive-thru but got trapped in by police who had the area blocked off.
They had all the entrances and exits at the Quick Trip at the Sam's Club closed and the Wendy's. So they walked over to the Quick Trip, and an officer at the Quick Trip said that I can help you go get your car if you just follow me back over to the Sam's.
But Flowers says once her daughter and sons returned to the parking lot, her daughter was then arrested.
So it was totally frightening for kids that have not been used to that type of environment. And it was really, really heart-wrenching for me to see my babies out there.
Police say when parents picked up their children, they were cited for curfew violations. Flowers says the whole ordeal has cost her family thousands of dollars, from paying bail to the impound charges just to get her car back.
We asked Henry County Police about the video recorded there, but they told us they didn't encounter any street racers. Ahead tonight in Primetime, we hear what an attorney has to say about the allegations leveled by Clayton PD and the Sheriff's Office.
Well, be careful out there on the roadways tonight because we do have wet roads and the rain is really coming down here in Gwinnett. This is our live camera coming from the Gwinnett Chamber of Commerce, and you can see how wet the roads are. And the rain's coming down pretty good right now in Gwinnett, stretching over towards Stone Mountain as that one cluster of heavy rain moved through inside the perimeter through Midtown and moves over towards Athens. So Athens, you can expect to see this rain starting up within the next 30 minutes or so. Most of the heaviest rain has been here on the south side today, stretching from Troup County, Muskogee County, over towards Thomaston and in through Forsyth and Eatonton this evening. And we do have some isolated heavy downpours still across the center of town here. But I think it's going to be kind of few and far between tonight as far as the metro is concerned and North Georgia. The best chance for severe is going to be here across South Georgia and across Middle Georgia, so just the southernmost part of our viewing area. What I want you to notice here is a tornado warning along I-55 south of Jackson, Mississippi, and some other severe thunderstorm warnings here. This is where they're seeing that level 2 risk of severe tonight. Well, tomorrow we're going to see that level 2 risk. So tonight it extends from Mississippi into the plains. Tomorrow we're going to be under that level 2 risk with that enhanced risk here just to our west. So level 2 risk here in Atlanta, level 3 right along the border, level 4 where the red is here in Alabama. That's a fairly rare occurrence. We don't usually get those upper numbers as far as that convective risk. So that means we could see organized severe that could last a long time, like long track tornadoes as they move through Alabama. If some of them hold together, especially our westernmost counties under the level 3 risk, just heads up. And that's going to come in overnight. So you need some way to be awakened if you do get a warning in your area. So you want to go ahead and check to see if your 11 Alive app is set to notify you if there are severe weather warnings, because that risk continues overnight into Thursday morning. We still have a level 2 risk early Thursday in Atlanta in the metro, and we have that level 3 risk, that enhanced risk from the East Metro over into Athens, over into Covington, and over into South Carolina. 63 was our high today. That was a couple of degrees below average. Should be around 65 this time of year, so fairly mild. Not too far off the normal. And just 0.17 of an inch of rain with a lot more to come. We're talking probably around 1.5 inches in the Atlanta metro area, and heavier amounts along I-20 out towards Alabama where the strongest storms are likely to occur. We're talking maybe up to 3-4 inches there. So a good soaking rain the next 36 hours or so. So tonight, mainly showers. Isolated thunderstorms are possible, and then tomorrow we'll have that chance for thunderstorms increasing throughout the day. Temperatures in the upper 50s into the upper 60. So we will warm it up tomorrow, and that will help to fuel some more storms. We could see those storms happening anytime during the day tomorrow with a better chance as we get into the evening hours. So we have that level 1 risk for severe storms yet tonight on the south side. Isolated showers coming our way in the morning. So no big deal in the morning. It's going to be late in the day tomorrow into the overnight into Thursday morning where we have that severe weather risk on the increase here. So as we head into the overnight, most of the storms will be down to our south. Isolated showers for the morning commute increasing throughout the day. So by the evening commute, we could start to see some strong to severe storms moving in from Rome into Carrollton perhaps. So our cities on our western border. Throughout the evening, we'll see them on the increase here, maybe in Blairsville into Canton, so North Georgia, and then another line shaping up to slam into West Georgia again on our Wednesday evening around 8:30, 9 o'clock or so, and then that trucks across North Georgia during the late evening, so into Marietta, Carrollton, into Atlanta perhaps, maybe around midnight, and so we will be under the gun with the potential for strong to severe storms overnight into Thursday morning. So this is 5:30 in the morning. Still could be some strong storms up here, and that risk will continue through the morning commute, and by lunchtime on Thursday, we should start to see some improvement as that line works its way off to the east. We clear it out for a while with some more clouds and some showers late on our Thursday night. But once we get past Thursday morning, things should start to improve. So 80% chance of showers and storms tomorrow, increasing throughout the day into our Thursday morning. So a wet St. Patrick's Day. Friday, we have clearing skies, and the first day of spring is Saturday, and it looks really nice with temperatures it's a little below normal, plenty of sunshine and dry weather lingering into the beginning of next week.
All right, Sam, thank you so much. Now to some other headlines we are following for you from across the metro tonight. DeKalb County Police are offering a $5,000 reward for information on the attack of a 65-year-old woman. Lisa Holland says she got back to her home in Tucker last Wednesday and was attacked by a man from behind. She was able to escape to a neighbor's home where she called police. The suspect got away with her purse, keys, and cell phone. If you have any information, you're asked to please call Crime Stoppers. A Dunwoody daycare owner charged with the murder of an infant is now out on bond. Amanda Hickey is accused in the death of a 4-month-old baby boy. According to police, last month, Hickey put the baby face down for a nap and didn't check on him for hours. When she returned, she found him unresponsive, and that boy died the same day. Hickey is also facing child cruelty charges for allegedly causing harm to 4 other children in her care. Today, Georgia's 10 historically black colleges and universities were honored at the state capitol. It's all part of HBCU Heritage Day, hosted by State Senator Sonia Halpern and Governor Brian Kemp. The day recognizes the critical role that HBCUs play in areas of education, access, and service to their communities. And a K-9 with the Conyers Police Department is getting a bulletproof vest. It's all thanks to a donation from a nonprofit organization. Vested Interest in K-9s gifted K-9 Officer Wick and his handler Brandon DeCoste with the vest. The charity provides bullet and stab protective vests to law enforcement dogs across the country, with more than 4,000 vests given to K-9s in all 50 states. The pandemic has taken a social, emotional, and academic toll on kids all over the country, including here in Metro Atlanta. But one elementary school is working to help kids deal with it all by rolling out the yoga mat. Eliza Lucas invites us all to pause, take a breath, and join the kids at Beechers Hill Elementary School for today's Hero Central.
It's not your typical recess, but every Tuesday at Beecher Hills Elementary, these students turn to yoga to break up the day, a break needed now more than ever.
Children were already dealing with depression, stress, anxiety, things like cyberbullying, even before the pandemic hit.
To help their kids cope, the school teamed up with the Namaste Project, bringing yoga and meditation to the classroom.
You like the cat pose?
Yeah. The weekly program more than just a chance to stretch and unwind.
I really like yoga because it's fun and calming.
It is our hopes that by doing the Mindful Mondays and the Namaste Tuesdays, that students will be able to deal with the pressures of living through a pandemic. Also being able to handle anxiety, depression, and all of this is going to help them at the end excel in the classroom.
The mental and health benefits of mindfulness backed up by the American Academy of Pediatrics, with research showing meditation can also help sleep and stress levels.
So a lot of research shows mindfulness helps with kids' behavior and brings test scores up. We just felt so excited to see this mindfulness starting to really pop up more in different pockets of Atlanta.
The program ultimately about more than the pandemic, offering a mantra for life's ups and downs.
Peace begins with me.
I said, wow, there are adults who don't understand that peace begins within yourself.
Good lessons there. All right, coming up in prime time, we're heading to the gridiron. Georgia Tech football players preparing for the NFL Combine. It's Pro Day, and we're taking you inside the action just ahead.
Pandemic can come to an end.
We do have a flash flood warning that just popped up here.
The fallout of this is just beginning.
The bigger questions are the longer legal ramifications.
Morning news should be both informative and fun. Gone are the days where we're speaking at you. On Morning Rush, we're speaking with you.
So connect with us. Talk to us.
Think of it as a conversation.
Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 on 11 Alive.
Quick, open your phone camera right now, aim it at the screen to download 11 Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Morning news should be informative and fun.
Yeah, and we do that here on Morning Rush with Verify, Connect the Dots, Why Guy, and more.
We love learning about new things and sharing them with you.
We make the news make sense.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11 Alive.
The Negro people had to leave. They were told to get out.
White only, no black!
1912, all but one issue has been erased.
We haven't had none up here since the 1st of the century.
What's the importance of making sure this history isn't erased?
So that it doesn't happen again.
Is your morning routine feeling a little routine?
Then mix it up. Morning Rush is different.
It's the fast-paced news you need
With all the energy of your morning coffee. Come see the difference on Morning Rush, weekdays on 11 Alive.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11 Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11 Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
Here in Atlanta, bad weather means bad traffic. A few drops of rain could destroy a commute. But that's where my man Crash Clark comes in. I go street level, he goes next level. Together, we make sure you get to work on time. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11 Alive. Hey, quick, open up your phone camera right now. Aim it at the screen to download 11 Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you right to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and
Georgia Tech hosted several NFL teams, including the hometown Atlanta Falcons, for its Pro Day. It's a chance for players to make an impression before the NFL draft. Receiver Jalen Camp had an impressive day, showing his speed and strength. So did punter Presley Harvin. Alex Glaze tells us how the big man on campus is trying to make it to the NFL.
The workout was much more intense than Presley Harvin anticipated.
At first, I thought it was going to be an average of like 15 to 20 punts, but then it got a lot more than that.
He was the best punter in college football last year and had the attention of every scout in attendance this morning. Punters might not be featured in the highlights you see on television, but having an elite punter is a huge advantage.
The biggest thing is he can just flip the field.
But with Presley Harvin, there is even more to his game than just his leg.
There's a threat of the fake on every single time we go to a special teams play.
And at the end of his workout, scouts wanted to see what his arm could do too.
I had a feeling it was going to come up, and that's another attribute I can bring to the table. No matter what that opportunity looks like, drafted or free agency, I just want one team to believe in me enough to put me in a position where I can execute on the field for them. And that's just really the mindset of, how can I get to a team? How can I stick to that team? How can I get them to buy into me? How can I buy into their process? And, how can I have a good career there?
An exciting time for those players. Good luck to them. Still to come, several metro area high schools are bringing back in-person graduations this year after going virtual last year. How they're planning to make it special while keeping everyone safe.
Morning news should be both informative and fun. Gone are the days where we're speaking at you. On Morning Rush, we're speaking with you.
So connect with us. Talk to us.
Think of it as a conversation.
Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 on 11 Alive.
Quick, open your phone camera right now, aim it at the screen to download 11 Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Morning news should be informative and fun.
Yeah, and we do that here on Morning Rush with Verify, Connect the Dots, Why Guy, and more.
We love learning about new things and sharing them with you.
We make the news make sense.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11 Alive.
The Negro people had to leave. They were told to get out.
White only, no black!
1912, all but one issue has been erased.
We haven't had none up here since the 1st of the century.
What's the importance of making sure this history isn't erased?
So that it doesn't happen again.
Is your morning routine feeling a little routine?
Then mix it up. Morning Rush is different.
It's the fast-paced news you need
With all the energy of your morning coffee. Come see the difference on Morning Rush, weekdays on 11 Alive.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11 Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11 Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
Here in Atlanta, bad weather means bad traffic. A few drops of rain could destroy a commute. But that's where my man Crash Clark comes in. I go street level, he goes next level. Together, we make sure you get to work on time. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11 Alive. Hey, quick, open up your phone camera right now. Aim it at the screen to download 11 Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you right to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Atlanta roads are my thing. ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont, all the Peachtrees. Combined with Chesley's street level forecast, that's a lot of tech and experience to help your commute.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11 Alive.
We're quite the combo.
So many big moments were either canceled or postponed last year because of the pandemic. But this year, many high schools are finding ways to still host in-person graduations. Tracy A. McPeer is taking a closer look.
I saw my sister walk across that stage, so I'm very excited to follow in her footsteps.
Senior Dorothy Bird says she's been dreaming of high school graduation since preschool, and now that it's only 2 months away, the Westminster senior can't wait to graduate in person.
I think it's just going to be awesome to be with my grade one last time before we graduate, because we've all been looking forward to this.
Many districts across Metro Atlanta have released graduation plans for the class of 2021. Forsyth, Cobb, APS, Fulton, DeKalb, and Gwinnett among those planning to have in-person graduation ceremonies starting in late May. Some utilizing huge indoor venues like the Infinite Energy Center in Gwinnett County, where social distancing and mask guidelines will be enforced.
Some of our schools are actually holding graduation ceremonies at their stadiums, which will be outside. When they're outside, we are encouraging families and guests to wear masks. For the inside ceremonies, masks will be mandatory.
District spokesperson Bernard Watson says Gwinnett County is also limiting attendance to 30% capacity.
This year, we're giving parents, families, a minimum of 2 tickets, but we suspect that most families will be able to get 4 tickets.
Like many graduates, Bird says she's just ready to get beyond this year and all the changes that COVID brought with it, ready to mark this milestone despite the pandemic.
It's kind of like the start of like my adult life. And I think it's awesome that we're going to be able to celebrate it in a semi-normal way.
Most districts we spoke with say they will also have a streaming option for those who can't attend in person. As more districts share their graduation plans, we will post them on 11alive.com.
For your 11 Alive storm trackers, tracking that chance for showers and thunderstorms yet this evening, and that increasing risk for severe as we head into tomorrow evening and overnight into Thursday morning. So you can see right now, most of the heaviest of the activity has been off to the south, but within the past hour or so, we've seen some of the heavier rain move through the city of Atlanta and now moving in towards Athens. So in between Athens and Atlanta right now, some pretty good downpours happening, so not the most pleasant drive along 316 to the classic city of Athens right now. So you can see all that heavier rain is heading into Clark and Oconee County, heading to the east, and not a lot of lightning associated with that cluster, but there is some lightning to our south and stretching over in towards Alabama, and then we have some severe storms in Mississippi right now. So that system is heading our way the next 24 to 36 hours and extends well back into the plain states. That's where we have that slight risk for storms, that level 2 risk for severe weather. And that means a little more organized than a level 1. You could see some longer lasting severe storms move in, possibly tornadoes and this type of a setup. And then that level 2 moves over us tomorrow. So what they're seeing in Mississippi tonight, we could be seeing tomorrow over us. Level 3 in West Georgia. All of our counties along the Alabama line will be under the gun late tomorrow into Thursday morning. And once you get it not too far into Alabama, we have that level 4. That should get your attention, seeing this enhanced risk across Alabama that is not far from our border. Some of those storms could hold together as they move through Claiborne and Randolph counties and into our western counties as we head into early Thursday. So we do have some real risks here, and it even will continue into very early Thursday morning's commute with that level 2 risk still in place over Atlanta, and a level 3 then moving over into the eastern part of our viewing area. So that would include Athens and Covington and the folks in Eatonton. So we're going to end up seeing the rain chances on the increase as we head into tomorrow, and that risk continues. Coming up, we'll talk about how these rainfall amounts will be adding up and who could be most at risk for flooding.
All right, Sam, we'll see you in a little bit. Thank you. The first known case of a mother passing COVID-19 antibodies to her baby has now been identified in Florida. That's one of 3 coronavirus headlines we are following for you tonight. Doctors say a frontline healthcare worker was 36 weeks pregnant when she was given the first dose of the Moderna vaccine. When the baby girl was born 3 weeks later, a blood sample was taken. The results showed the baby had the COVID-19 antibodies. Scientists are still learning about how the vaccine interacts with expecting mothers. Some pharmaceutical companies are now working on vaccine studies that include pregnant women. A new study suggests that asymptomatic coronavirus infections in America may have been twice the official count. Researchers tested healthy adults for coronavirus antibodies and found 6.6% were positive for antibodies despite never reporting symptoms. The scientists say that's nearly 16 million asymptomatic infections in the U.S. as of September 30th. But Johns Hopkins University is reporting the total number of confirmed positive cases was just over 7.2 million at the end of September. Researchers are recommending more testing. Tokyo Olympic organizers are calling on roadside spectators at the torch relay to be masked and to practice social distancing. It's all part of measures to prevent the spread of the coronavirus during the big event. They're also requiring torch relay staff from Tokyo to test negative for the virus before going to local areas. The 121-day torch relay is set to begin next Thursday, launching the build-up towards the start of the Summer Games on July 23rd. Up next, President Biden is on the road promoting his COVID relief plan while lawmakers in Washington are focused on immigration reform. And as those stimulus checks roll out, questions are coming in. Many of you asking, can creditors take your stimulus check? We're taking that question to the experts next.
On Morning Rush, weekdays on 11 Alive.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11 Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11 Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
Here in Atlanta, bad weather means bad traffic. A few drops of rain could destroy a commute. But that's where my man Crash Clark comes in. I go street level, he goes next level. Together, we make sure you get to work on time. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11 Alive. Hey, quick, open up your phone camera right now. Aim it at the screen to download 11 Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you right to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Atlanta roads are my thing. ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont, all the Peachtrees. Combined with Chesley's street level forecast, that's a lot of tech and experience to help your commute.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11 Alive.
We're quite the combo.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11 Alive Storm Trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you. For Storm Trackers, only on 11 Alive.
COVID-19 is still spreading in Georgia. Now get facts, not fear, at 11alive.com/COVID numbers. Track cases by county using our interactive map and get the latest health department data. Visit 11alive.com/COVID numbers.
Health experts fear we're just at the start of another surge.
Residents here are some of the first seniors to get the vaccine.
This epidemic can come to an end.
We do have a flash flood warning that just popped up here.
The fallout of this is just beginning.
The bigger questions are the longer legal ramifications.
Morning news should be both informative and fun. Gone are the days where we're speaking at you. On Morning Rush, we're speaking with you.
So connect with us, talk to us.
Think of it as a conversation.
Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 on 11 Alive.
Quick, open your phone camera right now, aim it at the screen to download 11 Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street level